Residents of Gaza's Rafah town are still reeling from a heavy Israeli airstrike occurred on Monday, leaving 100 people reportedly dead and hundreds wounded. The Israel Defense Forces said their forces raided Rafah in the morning and rescued 2 Israeli hostages. Hamas's health ministry said the raids killed more than 100 people while leaving hundreds of others injured. Now, according to the Hamas's health ministry, the death toll of Palestinians from Israeli attacks in the Gaza Strip has risen to 28,340 since the October 7th attack, with over 67,000 people being severely injured. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has kicked off his visit to West Asia. PM Modi will be visiting the United Arab Emirates and Qatar. During his 2-day stay in UAE, PM Modi will hold bilateral meetings with UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The Prime Minister will also participate in the World Government Summit as the guest of honor. Now, apart from high-level diplomatic interactions, PM Modi will also inaugurate the BAPS temple in Abu Dhabi. This will be Prime Minister Modi's 3rd visit to UAE in the last 8 months and 7th since 2015. Senior Congress leader and former Chief Minister of the Indian state of Maharashtra, Ashok Chavan, has joined the BJP today in Mumbai. Now, former Chief Minister Chavan joined the Saffron Party in the presence of Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. Chavan's exit comes at a time when elections of the upper house of the parliament are around the corner. Ashok Chavan's exit comes as a body blow to the Congress ahead of the 2024 general elections. Days after the US senators passed financial aid bill for Ukraine and Israel in the Senate, the US House Speaker Mike Johnson indicated that his Republican-led chamber would not take up a Senate bill to provide billions in additional aid to Kyiv and Tel Aviv. Now, issuing a statement, Johnson said, in the absence of having received any single border policy change from the Senate, the House will have to continue to work its own will on important matters, notably the $95 billion security package. Does not include changes to US immigration policy. US Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin cancelled his visit to Brussels for NATO defense talks after being admitted to the hospital, well, the Pentagon said on Monday. This is Austin's 2nd hospitalization this year. The 70-year-old Lloyd Austin was taken to Walter Reed Military Medical Center on February 11th for symptoms suggesting an emergent bladder issue. Austin had failed to disclose a prostate cancer surgery in December and a subsequent hospitalization in January to deal with its complications, triggered a political uproar and multiple investigations. This time, Austin was set to depart for the meeting of NATO defense ministers in Brussels, taking place on Thursday, and a separate meeting with allies on Wednesday on how to continue supporting Ukraine in countering Russia's invasion. After sparking a firestorm of criticism over comments downplaying his commitment to NATO, former US President Donald Trump defended his record on the alliance, saying he had made it strong. Now, Trump was rebuked from all sides after saying in a Saturday's speech that he would encourage Russia to to attack NATO members who hadn't met their financial obligations. On Monday, Trump said, and I quote, "I made NATO strong, and even the rhinos and radical left Democrats admit that." Remember, rhinos is an acronym deployed by conservatives for critics within their own party, Republicans in name only. He added, "When I told 20 nations that weren't paying their fair share that they had to pay up and said without doing that, you won't have US protection, cash came rolling in." A shooting incident at Lakewood Church in Texas, Houston, has sent shockwaves across the United States. The shooter, identified by the police, is Yvonne Moreno, a 36-year-old woman of South American origin. Investigators say Moreno pointed a gun at a security officer, forcing her way in, and immediately began firing several shots using an AR-15 rifle. The shootout between the Houston police officials and Moreno lasted less than 12 minutes. The police also highlighted that the gun she used in the shooting had a sticker that read Palestine. The authorities further said they also found anti-Semitic notes belonging to the suspect. In yet another incident of gun violence in the United States, one person has been killed and 5 others left wounded following a dispute between 2 groups of teenagers at a New York subway station. According to the police, the group of teenagers was on a northbound train. Indiscriminate shots were fired when the train doors opened at the Mount Aidan subway station. The incident occurred during the evening rush hour when the platform was filled with children returning from school. Police haven't been able to provide details about the exact chain of events, but has stressed that the manhunt is on for the shooter who fled the scene. New Orleans Carnival season is nearing its Fat Tuesday climax. 2 of the city's favorite Mardi Gras parades were set to roll Tuesday morning on major thoroughfares. Other big parades were set for the suburbs, with thousands of people attending the parades, and chilly weather is expected. Meanwhile, the bars and restaurants of the historic French Quarter are home to a continuous party. Tuesday's festivities follow Monday night's lavish Orpheus parade with well-known Hollywood couple Neil Patrick Harris and David Bertka among the celebrity riders. The leaders of Germany and Denmark joined in a groundbreaking ceremony for a new ammunition factory on Monday, underlining Europe's effort to ramp up its weapons production. The plant being built by defense company Rheinmetall in northern Germany is expected to produce around 200,000 artillery shells annually, along with explosives. Now, the German company said the priority is to start production as soon as possible, and it expects construction to take about a year. Now, Germany plans to spend 2% of its GDP this year, an aim NATO allies set themselves a decade ago. Germany has also become Ukraine's second biggest supplier of arms and ammunition after the United States. Celebrations are on in full swing in China's Xinjiang as the region welcomes the Year of the Dragon. From the hanging lanterns to the radiant decorations, the festive spirit is all over. The local communities have organized traditional spring festival folk art performances, adding to the vibrant ambience of celebrations. Tourists in Xinjiang also experienced ancient fur skiing competitions, archery, horse racing, and enjoyed the snow during the New Year. Citizens in Haiti have been displaced from their homes due to the gang violence on Monday. Most of them were residents of the Cité Soleil commune. In the nearby roads, groups of people walked carrying their belongings in bags. Violence has spiked in Haitian capital as police battle alliances of heavily armed gangs estimated to control most of the city, fueling a humanitarian crisis that has seen hundreds of thousands flee their homes to escape the violence. Multiple roads in Houston County damaged and closed after flash floods struck Alabama on Monday. Thunderstorms were rolling through Alabama, Georgia. Houses and streets remain inundated after thunderstorms and rains rolled through the parts of central Georgia. Now, the National Weather Service has issued a warning that up to 12.7 centimeters of rain was expected in parts of Georgia and Alabama. Now, as Valentine's Day approaches, a new report reveals a surge in romance scams in India. According to the report, 66% of Indians have been victims of online dating scams. In 2023, 43% of Indians experienced AI voice scams, out of which 83% of them lost money. The report highlighted that scammers blend traditional tactics like manipulation with advanced tech like generative AIs and deepfakes. Scammers exploit AI to create convincing personas that often impersonate celebrities. The scammers mostly target older individuals, particularly widowed or those with memory loss. Now, these scams frequently originate on platforms like Facebook. Experts stress the importance of being cautious of requests for money from new connections online. Engineers at MIT have developed a small ultrasound sticker to monitor organ stiffness. The sticker is the size of a postage stamp and can detect signs of disease in organs. A study explored the medical device, detailing how the sensor sends sound waves through skin that reflect off organs. The patterns of reflected waves show organ rigidity tracked by the sticker. It continuously monitors organ stiffness, detecting disease progression over 48 hours. The device could detect early signs of liver failure in lab tests conducted on rats. Researchers aim to adapt it for human use, envisioning ICU application post-organ transplants. Researchers also see the device's potential for early tumor diagnosis and intervention. Google has pledged nearly $27 million to aid Europeans in learning artificial intelligence. The tech giant announced the funding, inviting social enterprises and non-profits to apply. They aim to assist those most likely to benefit from AI training and will conduct growth academies for companies scaling with AI. Now, Google has expanded its free online AI training courses to 18 languages. Adrian Brown from the Center for Public Impact emphasized the importance of addressing existing inequalities that AI could exacerbate. US oil output from top shale-producing regions will rise in March to its highest in 4 months. Now, this according to the US Energy Information Administration. Production from the top basins will rise by nearly 20,000 barrels per day to 9.7 million barrels per day, its highest since December. Now, the oil output in the Permian Basin, the largest US shale field spread across West Texas and New Mexico, was due to rise by about 14,000 barrels per day. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia has said that its U-turn on its oil capacity expansion plans was because of the energy transition, adding that the kingdom has plenty of spare capacity to cushion the crude market. Now, the Saudi government on January 30th ordered state oil company Aramco to halt its oil expansion plan and target maximum sustained production capacity of 12 million barrels per day. That is 1 million barrels per day, below a target announced for 2027. Now, Saudi Arabia has said it aims to reach net zero emissions by 2060, with Aramco targeting net zero emissions from its own operations by 2050.